Grand rising family. Let's talk about it. Detoxing symptoms. The body is the mind. Give a second for some of y'all to tap in. Let's see what we got going on. My live was just acting funny a minute ago. What's going on, Rachel? Okay, we got people coming in. How you feeling? Grand rising. Y'all invite friends, invite family, invite whoever y'all want to listen. Detoxing symptoms. The body is the mind. We'll give a couple of minutes for people to go ahead and join what's going on, Leon. It seems like every time I do live, the messages, they come kind of late. So if I see messages and I'm able to respond, if I respond late, just give me a second. Y'all stay tuned in. I bring life. I bring harmony. I bring peace. I bring love. We're bringing a detox. Good morning, grand rising. For those just tuning in, for those who have been doing my program, who are interested in my program, this is also what this is for. Detoxing the body, which is also detoxing the mind. I have a 1-week parasite cleanse and fruit fast routine to help you detox and cleanse all the uncomfortable energies in your body so you can take back control. And then after that, a 6-week follow-up nutritional guide that will help you continue detoxing while still being able to nourish yourself. So if anyone interested, make sure y'all inbox me on that. But what we're talking about today is detoxing the body and detoxing symptoms, which is detoxing the mind. There's no part of your body that is not intelligent. There's no part of your body that is not a mind, meaning that each cell in the body is its own mind. The brain is just a network of cells, a network of small minds that are put together and have expressed and manifested into a brain, or manifested into a heart, or manifested into the skin. The eyes are intelligent. The skin is intelligent. The bones are intelligent. The organs are intelligent. There's no part about you that is not a mind. So when you detox, you are automatically detoxing the whole body. You're automatically detoxing your mind. You're automatically detoxing your emotions. So we're going to get into it in 1 second. We're getting a couple people to join. Grand Rising, Sharon. Peace, Yolanda. What's going on, Janisha? How you feeling? Peace, Lotus. Let's get into it. I hope y'all doing well in Honduras. Detoxing the mind, detoxing the body. The most important thing that we're doing, and I'm going to talk about why we experience these effects of dizziness, of weakness, of uncomfortable emotions. You might experience negative dreams when you're detoxing. You might get into arguments with your family and friends while you're detoxing. You might have uncomfortable experiences at work. And this is because when you're detoxing, you have to understand that you are dumping your body's toxins into your bloodstream. And since the whole body is the mind and each cell is the mind, and the blood is definitely the mind, the blood is definitely the soul, and the blood goes everywhere. It goes through your brain, it goes through the heart, it goes through each organ. So when you start detoxing your body, never give up on your health, because you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're dumping all the pollutants of your body. You're dumping anything that does not serve your greater good. These things that you have become interested into, that you have put into your body that don't serve the body, you're dumping it all into your bloodstream. And until it leaves the blood, until it leaves your body, you will have uncomfortable experiences. But this is just the decay before growth. Your body must go through the transformation of death on the inside. This is what it means to die before you die, when you're completely detoxifying your mind, detoxifying your emotions, detoxifying your body, so you can express that radiant soul that wants to express completely as you. And this is why a lot of people get into they'll get lost into the plant-based diet does not equal health. And they are correct. You are correct. Being raw fruitarian doesn't equal health. Being raw foodist doesn't make you healthy. It doesn't mean don't do it. It doesn't make you healthy. You see? So meaning that a plant-based diet by itself won't make you healthy. Working out alone won't make you healthy. Doing yoga and exercises and then eating what you want alone won't make you healthy. going into nature and then doing whatever else you want in the rest of your life alone won't make you healthy. It's only when you combine all of these essential aspects of your life for growth, for nourishment, for vitality, that you will be able to fully express yourself in true health. When you combine meditating and yoga with your raw vegan diet or your alkaline food diet, in which you're nourishing yourself, or your plant-based diet, along with being in nature, you see, along with daily exercise. These are the things that you put together into your life, and when you do these things, this is the mind at work. And that's what people don't understand, is that when you exercise, this is the mind at work. When you're doing yoga and you're meditating, this is the mind at work. There is nowhere you go where your mind does not go with you. You see? The true self, the true mind is the body. The body is the mind expressing at its highest manifested level, expressing as one, meaning that all the cells, all the atoms, all the tissues, all the organs, all the emotions, all the thoughts, and all the actions are trying to express through this body. And the people you decide to hang with is the mind expressing, the emotions expressing, and the body expressing itself. The places you tend to go, this is the mind, the body, the emotions expressing itself. You see, the food you eat, this is the mind, the body, the emotions expressing itself. The food you eat, you are mentally, emotionally, and physically attached to. The people you go and hang around, you are mentally, physically, and emotionally attached to. The places you choose to go on a frequent basis, you are mentally, emotionally, and physically attached to. So when you detox, you automatically start choosing new people, new places, and new things to add into your life, new actions to express. It automatically happens when you wake up and you decide, just for example, if you decide today I'm going to do a water fast. If you wake up today and I'm doing a water fast, then automatically the places that you was going to go to pick up fruit, or to go pick up your burger if you're still eating meat, or to go pick up your fish if you're pescatarian, or whatever level of health you at, whatever you was going to go do that day has now been cut off. You see, whoever you was going to meet at those places, whatever date and somebody else who wanted to go with you to those places, have now been cut off because you're fasting. So now the mind has already been clear of involving certain energies that might not serve your greater good. You see? Just with that alone action, when you wake up and you decide to meditate and do yoga and you're fasting and you add this into it, now, hey, I'm going to go meditate at this certain location. The people you're going to meet there have the same mindset, the same clear mindset of trying to clear their mind, trying to clear their body. So you automatically have chosen emotionally, physically, and mentally chosen a new place to go. And this is just the experience from one day. And then when you chain these days, this is when you start to achieve your true state of health. But you have to go through the detox, because you're going to miss some of the places you used to go. You're going to miss some of the friends that might want to eat this or hang out there. You're going to be uncomfortable. You might feel weak on certain days, because as you dump your body's toxins that you have invited into your blood, it is going through all of the organs. So it's making you uncomfortable until you leave. It's making you dizzy. It's making you might feel nauseous. You're gonna urinate frequently. You might have negative dreams as these toxic thoughts, because you gotta understand that the food that you have consumed also have the stress and the energies of whatever animals or whatever beings prepared that food. And so you're detoxing from that stress. You're detoxing from this energy as it leaves the body, as it leaves the mind, as it leaves the emotional body. You see? And then you're able to fully start to express. You start to walk around with a glow that people can see. Just after 3 days of fasting, most people can notice a stronger hue in their skin, because the soul, the radiance, the energy, the life force, the vitality, electromagnetic field of the body is expressing at a higher level as we release these energies that do not serve us. So stay focused. Do not give up on your health. It is the only reason you exist and your first purpose. And that's what we have to come to a people to understand, is that without health, we cannot fully express our mind, express our emotions, express our physical presentation, and express that radiant soul that wants to express and be as creative as we can be, and be productive as we can be, and be as loving as we can be, and be as family oriented as we can be, and be a nation and be the best nation that we can be. The only way to achieve that is through health, and when the body completely fails at health, it goes through the transformation we call death into the grave. And that is the last thing we want to see our loved ones do. Anyone that we claim to love, anyone that we claim to care for, people say it a lot of times, we're all going to die one day. We all are going to go through that transformation called death, as you go through it right now with every cell in your body as it's trying to express its highest life force. But the last thing that you want to see any family member or anyone you care for do is go through the transformation called death. And the only time they go through that transformation is if someone violates their own body and what we call kill or murder, or somebody becomes a victim of an accident, or their health fails. When their health fails, when your health completely fails, you go through the transformation to the grave. And that's the last thing that we want to see somebody do. So to preserve our body, to preserve that life force, to preserve the love, the vitality, the life force, the unity of our families, our loved ones is our first purpose. And then we express careers, and then we express music, we express sports, we express entertainment, we express different things on top of that health. It is through health that you're able to express. It's through this sacred energy exchange. And this is how we're being attacked, is that we're being attacked through sacred energy exchange, what we call sex. Your sex is your religion. Your sex is your food. Your sex is the people you go and hang with. Your sex is the places you go. Your sex is your way of life. Your sacred energy exchange is the way you live, because you exchange energy with each person, each place, each thing, each soul that you deal with. In nature, you must inhale and you must give it back. You must exhale. You must exchange the sacred energy exchange of life. You must inhale from nature and you must give it back. When you drink from nature, it will come back out. The sacred energy exchange. As nature gives, you give back. Give and receive. You eat the food, you give back your soil. You drink the liquids, you give back your urine. You breathe the air, you give back your carbon dioxide. And the same way, when you go into other people's lives, when you're able to truly love yourself through this sacred energy exchange, through this sexual formula of energy, you're able to give them love and receive it back. You're able to nourish their growth, nourish their mind, nourish their emotions, nourish their body, and it's given back. You're able to nourish their soul, and it's given back. This is the true sacred energy exchange and the true flow of life. And when we can do this with each family and each family member, when we can truly care and have this exchange of energy with each other in health and nourishment and vitality, because it's through disease that this unity, that this cycle of give and receive is interrupted. It's through disease that you cannot give back that air, asthma. It's through disease that you cannot give back that urine, kidney failure. It's through disease that you cannot give back your soil, colon cancer. You see? And so anything that disrespects or disrupts this formula, this sacred energy exchange of give and receive, you will experience stress, anger, chaos within your own being, dis-ease within your own being, and reflect that out to others. And this is universal law. You cannot feed a body. You cannot feed the temple as you would a tomb. We want people to treat us and treat our bodies like the temple of light, like the temple of life, as we walk around treating it like a tomb. As we walk around treating life, treating others, treating our own families like trash cans. Allowing them to go places, eat food, hang around people that do not nourish them or their situation or their family, and reflecting that out ourselves as a people. We have created this, and so this is why we must detox. Each person that is ready to start being a higher expression of life and raising their health for their family, we must start detoxing these minds and bodies, because this is what's the only true problem with the world is the malnourished minds, mood, and behavior. Is the malnourished thoughts, emotions, and actions that are not being nourished by life, that are not being nourished by love and vitality, that are not being nourished by growth. The word biology The word bio is life. Biology is the study of life and death. Biology is the study of the transformation of life and death in nature, of growth and decay in nature. So anything, if you remove everything artificial, anything that you can put in your body will either alter your body, mind, spirit, your thoughts, emotion, action into a higher state of life, a more vital state of life. It would increase your electromagnetic field into a higher state of consciousness, a higher state of growth, a higher state of expression, or would take you down into a formula of decay, a lower state of life. Living decay, where the body is deteriorating, where the organs are failing, where the only thing keeping you alive is the breath you breathe, as each organ starts to fail and dismantle itself, as the disease, as the destruction, as the chaos, as the toxins take over the body. Slowly but surely you transform to the grave, and this is the last thing we want to see people do. And there is no way we can unite when 1 out of 3 people are in this state. 1 out of every 3 people you see every day is in a state of decay. And we preach unity, and we preach revolution, and we preach coming together, and we preach love, but we're walking around in a state of living decay. And this is what must be reversed for us to start uniting and really start loving each other. And this is the most important thing going on. And race, religion, and sex is one that I didn't want to really get into it too deep, but race, religion, and sex is one of the things that keep us attached to these foods and keep us attached to these places and keep us attached to these things. Because what your biology is your way of life. Your species-specific diet is supposed to be your way of life. Religion, your diet is your religion. The word diet, the original word from diet comes the word dieta, which is your way of life. The energies that you consume mentally, physically, and spiritually. This is the only true religion. If you remove everything artificial, the only thing that you can exchange with is self, other, and nature. So this is the first energy exchange. And if you look in any doctrine, any ancient doctrine, if you look in any ancient spiritual text, it will always show God expression as nature. And never was there a time where God did not express as something natural. So in order for you to express your spiritual body, you must first express that natural one. Because the natural body is the true spiritual body. It's through the natural body that you have come to know a spiritual one. You see? What we call supernatural, the soul, the spirit, the forces of nature that we are unfamiliar with, that are unseen, we call this supernatural. But these unseen forces, this unseen formula, this unknown has become known through you. This formlessness has become form through you. So in order for you to express this formless, you must first express as form. In order for you to express as stillness, you're expressing as movement within your own stillness. You see? It's through this process. We are out of harmony with the circle of life, which is the exchange of life, the give and exchange of life. We've decided to give more to the material, artificial, dead forms, decaying forms of life, more than the growth, creative forces of life, the vital forces of life. We've decided to worship the written word, books, texts, in laboratories and computers versus the living word, people, animals, stars, galaxies, life itself, when all knowledge that exists and all materials that we have created came from nature and is the study of nature. There has not been any worship outside of nature itself. Any being that you can worship came and expressed as nature. All worship is the unconscious worship of nature, because there is nothing you can name. There is no force or no power or no knowledge or no truth that you can name that did not first express as nature and is expressing as nature right now. Right now, we rely on that, and the reason we talk on religion and we have to detach from that which does not serve us. Anything that is teaching you to serve something outside of nature, outside of something natural, outside of something that's in harmony with your biology, is not the highest state or the highest self of what you call God or nature. If it will bring you disease, how can this be life? You see? If this could be, if this is going to be your higher self, your higher God that you call on that brings you disease and tells you to eat things that will cause disharmony to your body, mind, and soul, it cannot be life. And because of certain texts and certain religions, people are attached to their food, to their fish. Well, this book said that I can eat that. Or this doctrine said that we used to eat this. Ignoring the true fact that is killing us right now. It's killing you in the presence. It's killing the living presence, the living word as you worship the dead ones, the written ones. We must live in our present. At the end of the day, it does not matter what was done yesterday, 1,000 years ago, or 1,000,000 years from now. We are here to express what's happening right now, or we wouldn't be expressing now. The only moment that exists is the now. And right now, the world is in a state of disorder, chaos, and disease because of our own thoughts, emotions, and actions. The ones we choose to enact and react every day as ourselves and with our families. And if we truly care, what would an intelligent being do, knowing that artificial, dead, devitalized foods is killing our families, killing each other, and disrupting the harmony that allows us to communicate in unity and health, and communicate at a higher level to where we can truly love each other, where we can truly build. What would an intelligent person do? If he or she knows that these foods are causing the number one cause of air pollution. The toxic air that we breathe is caused from the constant production of 40,000 animals having to be murdered per second. So this is the big thing with going plant-based. It's bigger than that. So plant-based alone will not make you healthy, no. But plant-based alone will begin the biggest start of the process of us being in a state of health. You see? That's the key. Being plant-based alone is not going to make you healthy or make us healthy. But it is the biggest key and the most important key of the start of us taking back healthy minds, healthy moods, healthy behaviors, and healthy decisions for ourselves, for our planet, and for our future generations, for our genetics, for our genes that are transforming daily right now. Everything that you eat is transforming your DNA. Every place that you go, everything that you hear, everything that you deal with, everything that you process is transforming you to a higher state of growth or a lower state of decay. And you are going to share this energy with self-others and all life around. And when you have a partner and y'all have a baby, you're going to share this energy, and that baby is going to be a product of that. And that baby will have the highest potential to be whatever you created. And through their own tolerance and through their own knowledge and through their own journey, they can adjust that a little bit. But we want to start putting our families with the best, giving them the best forms of life, and giving them the highest potential for growth, giving them the highest potential for love, giving them the highest potential for mental clarity, giving them the highest potential for a strong body, emotional peace, so they can go out and have this radiant soul that's trying to express, because they're being blocked. Everything is energy. Everything is mind. And so everything that you're doing is the mind, the soul, the emotions, the body working as one. And so when we collectively start to make plant-based decisions, we're collectively deciding to save the planet. We're collectively deciding to have cleaner air, because the number one cause of air pollution is animal products. 40,000 animals being slaughtered a second, that production. The number one cause of water contamination is animal products. 40,000 animals dying a second. That water contamination, having to make sure these animals are hydrated, and it messes up the natural flow of the water, which is why it's messing up the natural flow of our blood. We are the earth. All right. Then number one cause of deforestation, which also affects the oxygen in the breath, is making homes for these constant force of reproducing these animals. 40,000 animals a second. And this is happening constantly. You got to remember, this is happening as I speak. And so if it's not something done, and this is why it's getting so big, because if it's not something done, what stage will it reach if it's reached this state right now? We didn't get here overnight. We got here through 400 years of eating this way and destroying the planet and deciding to do things this way. And so we have to start reversing that if we are going to act in an intelligent manner, if we truly care for our families, if we truly care for each other. There's no way to say that you care and not even begin to look at it, and not even begin to research it, and not even begin to evaluate the situation. And so that's one of the most important things I want to get out so people can understand that. Now, as far as obtaining your true health and adding in other things, the reason why a plant-based diet alone, peace and love family, the reason why a plant-based diet alone will not make you healthy is because what people don't know is that only 10% of your DNA is activated off of your food. Only 10%. The other 90% of your DNA is changed and stimulated and activated through bioacoustic, electrical signaling, meaning music, living sound, keyword, bioacoustic, and bioelectric signaling, meaning seeing living nature. Meaning that 90% of your DNA is made off of hearing music and sounds that are in harmony with life, from living nature, birds, bees, water, and also seeing it, mountains, butterflies, waters, the ants. This is activating building. When you look at the ants, it's activating the structure and the building and the unity in you. When you look at the butterfly, it's activating transformation and gracefulness in you. When you look at the mountain, it's activating structure and strength and foundation into you. When you look at clear, clean water, it's activating stillness and flow and purity in you. 90% of the DNA is activated off of other people, places, and things that are in a vital living state. Or you will be activated into a state of decay or artificial or transformation of death if these things are not in harmony with life. Meaning that only 10% is activated off of the food you eat, and the other 90%, the people you choose to hang with, you're being activated off of each conversation, off of each bond, off of each place you decide to go. You're being activated off of everything that you hear when you're listening to music all day, when you're watching certain TV shows and you're in love with them. You're in love with certain violent movies. You're in love with the energy of violence. You're mentally attached to the energy of violence. This is why, you see, so you're eating plant-based, but you're still in love with the energy of chaos. You're still in love with the energy of toxicity. And this is why you still have an unhealthy mind. And this is why when people will say, well, you can't just eat plant-based and just be healthy. Being plant-based is key to being overall healthy, is the key to us overall being and activating the state of health. It's activating that state to make you want to go healthy, because being healthy makes you start choosing new places and new people and new things automatically, just by choosing it. Like if you don't want to choose new friends, you choose health, and automatically you're going to start going to Whole Foods and you're going to meet new people. You're going to automatically start going to the gym and you're going to meet more people that want to take care of themselves. And so being healthy is the state that trying to achieve health is the state that allows you to start activating your mind on new people and new places and new things that will allow you to achieve that true health. But just being plant-based alone, no, it's not going to make you healthy, because you're being activated daily off the people, places, and things that you choose to implement into your life. And this is why it's so important that we start to look at ourselves and be honest with ourselves and be honest about the people that we hang around. It doesn't mean that we don't love them. It doesn't mean that the TV show is, well, actually, I mean, it's pretty much all bad. It doesn't mean that the actors and the people in there, they didn't get credit or they didn't make money or it wasn't good to see black success. It just means that when you're trying to heal your mind and you're trying to detox the body from this toxicity, from these toxic thoughts, from these toxic emotions, it's time for you to take more control over what you're putting into your body, over what you're absorbing through your eyes, or what you're absorbing through your ears, or what you're absorbing through this portal called your mouth, or what you're absorbing with the people you interact with the living nature or the artificial nature that you decide to be around on a daily basis. And that's what it's about. It's about taking more control. More self-control is more cell control, for you are just a combination of cells overall expressing their cells as one. You're just a combination of the sun, earth, air, water. You're a combination of everything known and unknown expression as one being. You are a combination of everything form and formless expression as one being. And this is what's key to you. You don't have a beginning or ending. You're here to grow without beginning and without ending. And this is your first purpose. When we feel it growth, we feel it life. When we feel it health, we feel it life. And an attack against health is an attack against all life. A war against health is a war against all life. It's a war against your family going on. That spiritual war going on against your family. That mental war going on against your family. That emotional war going on against your family. That spiritual war going on against your family. That physical war. It's all being taken place right here in nature. Right here in life. It's not outside of life. It's happening right here in front of you. The buildings, the corporations, the places, the toxic places you choose to go, or the places that are more vital, the more harmonic, the more peaceful places you choose to go. This war is right in front of you. The people you deal with, the toxic people, or the people who are adding growth and meaning to your life and adding something that can help serve your greatest good, or the people who are adding something that is taking you down, making you worse than what you are. The war is right in front of your face. The separation through disease, the separation through what we feed our families, we see it daily as we look at children. And the thing about it is, because it's not your child, it doesn't matter. Because your child doesn't have cancer in their brain. Because your child is not obese and might die today of the food that they put out, and that the food that you invest to. You got to remember that the foods that we as a people invest into, 1 in 3 people are dying from it today and every day. Every day, 1 in 3 people are dying from the decision, the one decision we choose. There are many decisions, but the way we eat and the food we eat is what allows us to have energy to express. So this first primary source of consumption is causing us to be separated. It's causing us to be in a state of chaos. We have to detox. If you're interested in a detox, hit my inbox. Detox inbox. So let me go through the comments and see what's going on. All around holistic, yes, it's impossible. It's very important that we be holistic, and that we start to look into nature and what's natural. It's really simple. That our first thing is, before we even get into and this is what people don't understand, is that when we say that artificial, well, people say this is junk food, not the meat. Most junk food is made from animal products, and that's what you don't get. 90 to 100% of all junk food is made from animal products. So it's also showing you that these foods are also causing the body to be in a state of decay. And any disease known to man is coming from the deprivation of having vitality and life force in the body. And when you eat food that is lacking life force, hint, hint, this is the cause right here. When you eat something that is lacking the original form of life that it was given, that is lacking the original energetic source that it was given to it for you to be able to consume it. What I want to talk about before I get off is species-specific diet. That's what I want to talk about. Species-specific diet. I might make a separate video for this. But your species-specific diet is your first purpose and the key to your health. Because your species-specific diet will lead you to the right place, the right people, and the right things to integrate into your life for you to achieve the highest state of harmony. And every species knows this. And every species takes them and their families to the environment of their species-specific diet. When life makes an organism, it makes a food specifically for that organism to process. And you live in nature as nature to exchange with this information called food for your own transformation and for the transformation of the earth, to bring the earth and nature to a higher state of growth, vitality, love, and peace and harmony, and for your own being and your own species. And every species live in this harmony. So meaning that you have birds that eat grains, and they call them granivores. Animals that are consuming grains. And then you got animals that consume only strictly plants, only strictly green vegetation as much as they can. These are herbivores. You got carnivores. They all eat raw living meat. And you got to remember that this whole exchange is going on in a raw energy formula. Everything is energy. It's going on in a raw consciousness formula, a raw intelligent, a raw mind formula, raw emotions, the raw solar life force. If you remove everything artificial in life, it's only you and everything natural, you and everything supernatural, you and nature. And everything is in an automatic self-intelligent state of growth and decay. Nature-made organisms that's designed to handle dead, decomposing meat with no blood. They're called parasites, worms. These are detritivores. Animals that eat dead, decomposing meat with no blood, no life force. Nature has certain organisms that dismantle this so that plants can reuse it. So it still goes like the plants are the most superior thing on the planet. Not only are the plants going into the ground and absorbing and turning hard rocks into liquid nourishment and then into a plant so it can be edible for all the organisms around, but it also is taking that which decomposes, that which you are not, worms, ants, beetles. These things take decomposition, fecal matter, and they turn it back into soil so that the plants can use it. This is not you. So it's not that it's not food, it's not your food. If it was your food, you would eat it like a lion, and then you would be a carnivore, where you eat raw living blood and flesh, and you're getting nourished from the life force, the living blood, which carries the nutrients, just like the blood in your body carries the nutrients. It carries the life force, the vitality, electromagnetic field, the self-intelligent life force that will go into your body and activate you. But this is not for you. So you're eating it like a decomposer, and this is why the body forms and goes into a state of decay and decomposition, where the body is breaking down organs, breaking down cells, breaking down tissues, just to find whatever life it can, because you refuse to keep life in there. This is what's happening. All right? So, plants are the only thing that are able to take decomposition and turn it back into food. This is not your purpose. You are a consumer. So we are designed to consume plants. So we got herbivores. You don't like grass. It's animals that survive off of only grass, and we wonder, can we survive off fruit? An elephant survives off of grass in the desert. So when it's your food, it's already complete for your being. So we got herbivores, granivores, detritivores, carnivores, omnivores. These beings can eat anything in nature raw. Bears, some dogs and wolves, they can eat berries or raw meat in its raw organic state and not have any problems in the body. You're not designed like them either. We are frugivores, meaning we consume fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds to put us in the best state of harmony. And we consume mostly fruit, hence the name Fugavore. And every species that looks similar to us, 98.9% DNA match, are all frugivores, choosing to eat mostly fruit and tender green leaves more than any other food. And this is your exchange that you're designed to process. You can see this in the way that it's made and the way that you're made. You're visually attracted to the fruit. You like the way it smells, you like the way it tastes, and it's raw, organic, raw energy, raw consciousness state. We have to realize we have to reteach ourselves with the living blueprint of life, biology. This is the living word. Nature is the living word. We can't start looking into past written books and past written science, looking into a written word and failing to see the truth of the living word, the living breath, the living sun, the living earth, the living water, the living animals, the living creatures, the living life that's been with you since creation, before and after books. We've been here with life itself, and this is through this exchange and understanding of our species and our relationship with life that we've been able to evolve to such a state. And it's through our confusion that we've been able to decay to such a state. When we was more in harmony with nature, the further we go back, the more the people were in harmony with nature. The further we go back, the longer people were living. The more in harmony and in unity the people were, the less chaos it was. But we're here in the now, and we must go forward from this state of decay, this state of confusion, this state of mental ignorance, and we must go forward and start to apply all those who are willing to understand, all those who are willing to start growth, all those who do and are able to receive the message of healing and understanding and vitality end of nature. It's not for everybody right now. This is a seed. A seed, just like any other seed, will be planted, and that water, how that seed is watered, will determine its own growth. And when it's watered to be watered, it will grow. So it might not be meant for everybody right now, but your family, friends, loved ones, the planet, it's dying daily, so we need you. So it's the most important thing going on. I'm gonna take a peek through the comments, and that's just my overall message right now. Like I say, detoxify the body, detoxify the mind, detoxify the emotions. Stay with yourself. Don't give up on your health, because when you're detoxing the body, it will be uncomfortable. You're dumping toxins into your blood. You're dumping everything that doesn't serve your body into its bloodstream. And its bloodstream, when you're sleeping, it's going through your mind, it's going through your heart. You're gonna feel it emotionally, you're gonna feel it mentally. You're not gonna feel comfortable. You might feel weak as it leaves, but give the toxins a chance to leave, and you will start to resonate. You will start to feel stronger. You're gonna go through a seesaw effect sometimes. Some days you're gonna feel a little bit stronger and vital, and some days you're gonna feel a little bit weaker, just depending on how long you are detoxing. But you have to stay with it and know what's going on, know the process. Your body is, people say that I feel like I'm dying. You are. Your body's killing everything that it cannot use for your higher good, for your higher growth. You are literally going through a process, a transformation, a rebirth. Your body is getting rid of old, ignorant cells, old, useless cells that the body can no longer use. So when the body is annihilating and the immune system is active and getting rid of everything that doesn't serve you, there's a war going on inside. And even for myself, I was thinking myself, like, I did a fast yesterday, a water fast yesterday, and I hate feeling like that. So it's like I'm going to eat even better than I have been, because I hate feeling like that when I detox. Because it's like when you allow certain, even for me being plant-based, you still have plant-based cheat meals. When you allow those extra artificial oils or anything artificial sauce, you might have to quickly pick up something, or you might be out there with some family, so you're getting the best thing you can grab. When you add that into your body, into a clean body, you feel it. And when you detox it, you feel it immediately. See, a lot of people don't understand that their body's so tight. And the more toxic you are, the stronger the symptoms. Because the more toxic you are, the more toxins you're dumping into the bloodstream. This is why, depending on your level and depending on your health, that depends on what type of fast you should start with. So it's not always a good idea to just go start a fast by yourself if you don't know, if you're really, really sick. Because you're dumping a lot of toxins into the body if you're really sick. And so you might need guidance. You might need a slow intermittent fasting where you're fasting for 14 to 16 hours a day, and then you're still implementing foods as your body slowly gets a chance to detox so you can keep some strength. Or if you have a job where you work 12 hours a day, you also have to be careful with how you fast and how you detox, because you're going to experience these things as you detox. You're going to experience nausea and dizziness and weakness. You're going to experience maybe diarrhea. It all depends on your body, your toxicity, and what's going on in your body, the level of what you will experience. As far as like dreams, emotions, thoughts, conversations, arguments, it's going to all express. But let it come out, because it's trying to leave you. It might leave through the voice. It might leave through the skin. You might break out. You see what I'm saying? Your urine might burn a little bit or something. That might happen because your body is trying to leave. All these toxins are leaving. It's trying to leave the body. So give it a chance for the body and stick with it. And don't feel like something negative is happening just because you feel uncomfortable. The truth is, you've always felt uncomfortable. It's just that uncomfortable has become normal for you. Disease has become normal for you. All of our families walk around. It's not one family that I know, one black family I know that don't have diabetes or high blood pressure in America. So we're all walking around with comfortable diseases. Comfortable with high blood pressure, comfortable with diabetes, comfortable with high cholesterol, comfortable with thin blood, comfortable with weak sperm, comfortable not being able to, well, that's usually not as comfortable for some people not to be able to have a baby. But we become comfortable with it. Comfortable with the fact that most of our women don't even produce breast milk like they're supposed to when they have a child. A natural order, a natural cycle of the body not able to function because we're comfortable with toxicity, because we're comfortable with disease, because we're comfortable with the toxic minds, the toxic moves, the toxic behaviors that are being expressed with daily. And we can't blame any of them. We can't blame any of them because it's through the growth of us as a people that this has been allowed to happen. The only thing we can do is start to individually make our changes so that we can have that ripple effect that changes everybody else. It's just like each person going plant-based. Like last year, it increased 800%. More people, like you just started seeing, like even though people might not do it for the right reason or fully understand it, people start going back to nature. People start getting more holistic. People start going more plant-based. That ripple effect is happening through each individual as each individual expresses from self, as they express their light, as they express their new health and their new journey and their new transformation and their new vitality. That mind has a ripple effect. That emotion has a ripple effect. This video right now will have a ripple effect as it being shared by others. As it's being watched by you right now, you will carry the information, the vitality and the love and the light and the information from this video, and you will have a ripple effect and be able to spread and add your own intuition and knowledge and combine that and express it to others. So it's all being manifested and rippled through you because you are the only being in existence. I'm just another aspect of your own mind. I'm just another aspect of your own breath. I'm just another expression of the earth as you are. I'm just another expression as of the breath as you are. I'm just another expression of the sun as you are. I'm just another expression as water as you are. I'm just another expression as all things as you are. And as each one, as this all mind changes, it has a ripple effect to affect the whole. So don't worry about where your family is at. Don't worry about where your loved ones are. Don't worry about where your friends are. Don't worry about trying to save the world. You save the world by saving your world, because your world affects the whole. Your world affects everybody else's world. And it's through your world that everybody else's world exists to you. Without your world, nothing else matters. Your whole family, your whole career, the earth, it's because of your world, your expression, that you're able to fall in love with your experiences and your emotions and your thoughts and your action. It's because of your world that you've come to know this experience. So just fix your world and the rest of the world slowly starts to change. And that is happening. That can be seen. We can't worry about where we were at or what our families are doing or what they don't understand. They understand through our understanding. They know through what we know. They see through our eyes. When you go out and see new things, you're able to come back and tell them what you've seen and what you experienced. When you hear new things and new intelligence and new truth, you're able to come back and transform it and give them new truth and new intelligence. You see? As your experience changes, as your health changes, as your vitality, as your transformation is being expressed through your radiant soul, through your strong presentation, your strong body, through your clear mind, through your peaceful emotions, through this expression that you will be expressing, you're going to affect the world around you. And as long as each person is just like a candle, If we light one candle and and each person start to light up, the light just automatically starts to grow bright. It starts to get more vital. It starts to get more nourished. We start to see more clear as a whole. We will start to see the unity. We will start to see as one, as a whole, as each candle lights up. As each one starts to take their place in transformation, their place in growth, their place in nature, their place on the journey. So worry about you. Never give up on your health. It is through your health that you're able to express the highest expression that you can express. Through the health of those cells, atoms, tissues, organs that allow you to express your mind, mood, and behavior, your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Through that vitality and that electromagnetic resonant field. Through that radiance, that life force, that living breath, that living earth, that living sun, the living water within your being, through the health and the unity of that being, are you able to truly express and create the reality that you came here to create. And anything that disrespects that natural order or biology will put you into a state of confusion, will put you into a state of chaos, of stress, of disorder, of disconnection, of disease, of disharmony, of decay, decomposition. These are the forces that we live for. Biology, bio, the study of life, the expression of life, growth or decay, life or death. These are the transformations that we eternally and have eternally existed as past, present, or future. And everything that we have expressed is through this formula of growth and decay. And when we're at our highest state of growth, we're at our highest state of vitality, when we're at our highest state of health, we're able to produce all of the ancient things that we're in love with, all of the ancient cultures that we're in love with. When we're in our highest state of vitality, health, and unity, we're able to express as that. And it's time for that to be rebirthed today. It is time for us to rebirth ourselves, to reborn ourselves on a daily basis. Every day we must wake up with the thought in mind that I'm transforming right now. That I'm transforming today. Today I'm transforming my mind, my mood, and my behaviors. Today I'm transforming my thoughts, emotions, and actions. Today I transform the physical body. Today I transform the emotional body. Today I transform the spiritual body. Today I transform the mental body, and every day and every second and every hour I'm in a state of transforming it, and I can I can automatically choose to start choosing more vitality and more growth, and it does not stop. Every day you're able to grow more mentally, grow more emotionally, grow more physically. This is where your divinity lies, that your eternal spiral of growth. This is where your divinity and your destruction lies, because you have a spiral of death and decay as well. This is where your God and your devil, your heaven and your hell lies. Your higher and your lower self lies. Your ability to spiral more into growth, to spiral and fall in love with that spiral of growth, happiness, peace, harmony, vitality, transformation, supernatural being, supernatural mind, supernatural power, powers beyond what you have known to be natural. The mind of what's beyond to what's natural. Just like what I'm saying right now might be beyond what is natural today. It will be seen as something supernatural to think that you can only eat this, that you can go off a couple of days of only drinking water, or you can go off of 60 days of only drinking water, or you can go off a week of only breathing air and not eating anything. The supernatural experience, because it's unfamiliar to what's natural. It's unfamiliar to what's normal. So we have to get into our natural bodies, our natural selves, our natural expression, our natural human light bodies, our natural human unity. We know we are powerful. This is something that is not known. We know we have the ability to come together because we're able to do that for all the wrong things daily. So we can definitely come together. It's just that we must transform this into the direction of growth, into the direction of vitality. My people, no matter what you're eating, you can eat meat, but you're still powerful. That's what allows you to exist right now. It doesn't mean it puts you in a higher state of health. You being able to eat, go, and do what you want only shows the extreme power and vitality of the body. So what could you do if we transform that into the way of growth, the path of growth, vitality, and love on a daily basis? You were born powerful. You was born powerful. No one can take that from you. You were born and unborn powerful. You were powerful before you were born. You were unborn powerful. And then you manifested that power into you right now. You are the unknown that has become known. No one knew who you are until you came here and expressed. And started expressing your solar expression, your body, your mind, your mood, your behavior in the family of the human race. Now people know you. The unknown has become known. The formless has become form. Stillness has become movement. Space has become matter. So we must start to do this on a daily basis. Transforming. Yoga, meditation, exercise. Get out into nature daily. Sunlight. Go into the rivers, the oceans. Go visit. If you don't have no oceans or river, go visit the ocean. Go visit the tropics. Do what you can to keep yourself in a state of vitality until you're able to fully submit to your life, until you're able to fully submit to health, until you're able to fully submit. There is nothing more important than your connection with sun, earth, water, and air. There is nothing more important than your connection with your breath, blood, body, and soul. There is nothing more important than rain, wind, soil, and fire. These things allow you to express yourself. There's nothing more important than the vitality, the health that holds your body and your being together and allows you to go out to express. And when your body is not healthy enough, you cannot go out and do anything. I've seen people daily, on a daily basis, on the ground or popping pills or can't do anything until they grab their next pill or they grab their next cane or their stomach is hurting and they can't get off the stomach. When your body is in an extreme state of decay and disease and discomfort, you cannot get up. Your body must have some level of health for you to be able to go out and express to your families, to your friends, to the earth, and express in this reality. And you cannot escape. A lot of people think, well, we all going to die one day. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the last thing we want to do is go through the transformation that we call death. That's the last thing we want to see any of our families do, is go through that transformational energy to the grave. But what people do think is that you can walk around toxic and walk around disease and that you will escape through death. Fools. You cannot escape your energy. Energy is never lost or destroyed. It is all transferred, transmuted, and transformed. So you cannot escape your toxins, your cancerous. You see, cancer, that's just the physical manifestation of your mind, because your mind had to work for you to consume those foods that cause cancer, or to go into the environment and to choose those thoughts and choose those. It had to work to cause that. So you cannot escape that energy. So through the transformation of death and through the transformation of your rebirth, you will carry these energies back with you. This is what we mean by cursing our families with this food. You're cursing your families. You're cursing the organs. You're cursing the cells. You're cursing the DNA. And so the family is holding this energy of decay and it's reborn back into the family. So you can't escape the energy. You have to transform it. You can't escape it. Your disease thoughts, disease emotion, that disease body, that energy will be transformed. It goes back into the earth. That energy goes back into the air. The energy goes back into the water. And that energy will come back together and manifest to you again. And here you are again, having to clean up the trash you left behind. Wondering why you had to go through all these obstacles and situations. I had to clean up the trash that was left behind my past life. The foods I used to be in love with, toxic foods, dead foods, animal products with a toxic environment, with toxic friends and toxic places. Me too. I was in love with it. I wonder how many lives it took for me to transform it, but it's transformed now. We have to transform our families and the next generation right now. 1 in 3 people are dying from the choices, from that free will that you claim is so free. Free will is so free that if I smoke a cigarette, I kill the next person next to me. Free will. Free will is so free that the foods that I choose to invest into are killing my family, myself, and all life around, the air, water, the earth, deforestation, water contamination, air pollution. Free will. Your free will. Our free will. Our free will, so we call it, is affecting the transformation, the growth, and the life of every species on the planet, including yourself and your family. So your free will just so happens to be the key to the growth or decay of this reality. Your free will just so happens to be the key to the life or transformational death of this realm. Your free will is the key of the health or disease of human and planetary consciousness affecting, meaning that our health or disease is affecting human life, animal life, plant life, the water. This is what makes you divine. Is that your growth or decay, your health or disease, your vitality, your nourishment or malnourishment is affecting everything around. That is your divinity in nature. The human, being that you are all of these organisms, all of this DNA, all of the energies of creation expressed at the highest conscious level, the highest divine level, to be able to express in the way that we can write, walk, speak, and create all the things that we create. Your ability to create the growth or decay for all life is where your divinity lies. So, to everything else, if you don't want to think you God, every plant and every insect and every animal and the water and the air on this planet know you God, because you are the creating it or you are destroying it. You are bringing your health or you are bringing your disease. You are bringing your growth or your decay, and your growth or your decay and your health or your disease and your vitality is affecting the human race and all life around. And the human, the health of that human will carry the earth to the highest level. When the humans are in harmony, we start growing more plants. We start to be more harmonic and nice to the animals. We start being more harmonic and unity with each other, with the plants, with the animals, with the planet. And the entire realm is affected that we call Earth. The entire electromagnetic field, as each heart within each human being, which they say the average health, the average human being eating an average diet, your electromagnetic field extends 18 feet. I'm not average. I feel like you can feel my heart from here. I feel like you can feel my passion from here. I feel like you can feel my love for life and my love for my people and my love for here, for health from here. So wherever you are, my field is reaching you. So imagine if each being had that field and that vitality and that transformation for growth and that transformation of love for the planet and for each other, and how we will affect the air, the water quality, the animal quality, and the unity and the plants here. You have been entrusted by creation with your free will for the growth or decay of this realm. That is your purpose and your divinity. And all you can do is grow or decay. And everything you express mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually is from that growing or decaying body, from that healthy or that diseased body, for that harmonic or that chaotic body, for that pure or that toxic body. This is what's happening in our world today. And this is the disconnection. A divorce from health. A divorce from life. A divorce from growth. A divorce from what's natural to you. It's time we take back our minds. It's time we take back our emotions. It's time we take back our natural minds, our natural emotions, our natural body, our natural spirit. It's through the natural that we're able to truly express the true self, the true essence, the true radiance. Because that true radiance is indeed a natural thing. The true emotions are indeed a natural essence. The physical body is natural. And if we remove everything that we did not add our own chaotic assembly to, you only have the human race and nature. You only have the human race and everything that's already balanced. Everything that's already in harmony with life. All you gotta do is just jump in that harmony. Jump in that life. Jump in that biology. Jump in that chemistry. Nature is the number one alchemist. Nature is the number one chemist. Nature is the number one biologist. Nature is the number one scientist. Do you know of scientists, biologists, naturalists, chemists who exist outside of nature? Who not using nature's air, water, earth, and sun to express and create anything? Do you know of a human being who has ever created or expressed anything that was not expressed from what nature has already grown? All you got to do is get in harmony with it. Your experience is your experience. Your purpose is nature. Your purpose is growth. Without growth, you experience decay. Without health, you experience disease. Without life, you experience transformational death. That is your purpose as a living being. And that's all the body's trying to do. If somebody holds your head underwater right now, you don't know a technique. You don't need to know a technique. All you know is you want air. And you're going to do whatever it takes to try to get it. You're going to use techniques that you ain't never thought of to get it. You're going to form your mind and form thoughts. You're not even going to think. All you want is to breathe. The body wants to live. And that's what you're here for. The last thing the body wants to do, the last thing the body's trying to do is transform into the grave. Love yourself completely, family. Eat from the garden, not the graveyard. Eat for your temple, not for your tomb. Eat to live, not to die. We have to understand the cycle of growth and decay in nature to understand our food. We have to understand biology to understand our food. We have to understand what a species is to know our food. It is time for us as a people to start studying biology. It is time for us as a people to start studying nature. That's all that really exists. Is you and nature. Everything else is the experiences, the music, the art, the sports, the entertainment, the religions, the book you created from using what nature has already grown. Giving you ink to write your religions. Giving you stone to write your doctrines and to make your temples. To make your pyramids. Who gave you the stones? Who gave you the tools? Even within your own being. Who gave you those cells, atoms, and tissues and organs? You cannot be spiritual and not see nature as the number one spirit. The number one source of life. You cannot say you know God and don't know nature. It is impossible for you to know your true essence without knowing nature. That's like a fool. A man not knowing nature is God is a man trying to hide from nature. That's a fool. There's nowhere you can go and hide from nature. Not even within your own being. A man that can hide from himself and can hide from nature is a fool. Because there's nowhere you can go and hide from you. And there's nowhere you can go past, present, and future and hide from nature. All space, all matter, and all time All energies, frequencies, and vibrations that have ever been expressed. All knowledge that exists has been expressed as nature. All truth that exists has been expressed as nature. All science, all chemistry, all biology, all anatomy, all physics, all quantum physics is the study of life itself. I mean, it's really simple, and we have to grasp this. And I'm attacking this now because as I go through the world, I see one of the things that hold us to our ways is religion. Is that each religion holds their own doctrine made from life itself, talking about nature, which each religion, no matter the Quran, the Bible, we can go to Egypt, we can go to Mayans, we can go to the Tao, we can go to any religion, and they're sitting there with saying that God is nature the best way they can, pretty much without saying nature. I am the breath, that's nature. I am the light, that's nature. I am the water, that's nature. I am the nourisher, that's you've been nourished by nature. I provide all life. I'm there for you. Anytime God has been there for you, there has been nature there for you as somebody or someplace or something. Expressing as the breath, expressing as the sun, expressing as the earth, expressing as the water. These are undeniable facts. It can be ignored, but it's not. See, that's what it is that truth can be ignored, but it don't change based on source. So you might see me share a verse from the scripture. You might see me share a verse from the Bible. You might see me share a verse from the Tao. You might see me share a verse from the Quran, because truth don't change based on source. All of those religions contain growth or decay like any other thing in life. Every religion, every book, no matter what you read. Let me go and break this down. Look. Every friend, every place, every book, everything, anything you experience, you are experiencing a state of growth or decay. So no matter what you read, no matter who you hang around with, no matter where you go, you have a choice to experience growth or decay from that subject, from that thing, from that doctrine. And you got to be able to choose what is for growth, what is for truth, what is for nourishment, and what applies for nature. So you got to use nature as your base, because nature is the source of all doctrines, the source of all minds, the source of all religions, the source of all life, the source of all nourishment for you, your families, past, present, and future. So we must look at that first, and then compare our friends, what our friends tell us, compare that to nature. When you read something, compare that to nature. You see, you have to compare everything to what's natural first. So it's really easy to see when somebody says you need proteins, vitamins, and minerals. I use these things and I talk about these things so people can understand it. But at my level of consciousness, these things really don't exist. All that exists is earth, air, water, and sunlight. And they have brung all of this into formulas and chemistry and confused everybody. But if you just look into nature, no matter what they say you need, birds that eat grains get everything they need from only eating grains. Animals that eat grass get everything they need from only eating grass. Animals that eat raw meat get everything they need from eating raw meat. The animals in the ocean, they don't eat nothing from the land. They get everything they need from everything in the fucking ocean. You as a human being, you are no different. When life designed you, life has a cosmic, divine, self-organized, self-intelligent, divine order. When life creates a species, it creates a food for that species to create that circle of life, that circle of give and exchange, of give and receive with nature, for you to be able to take from that tree, or take from that plant, or take from that animal and give back. You being a frugivore, plant-based species, you are here to assist the plant life, which assists all life. You've been given the greatest purpose on the planet. When you assist plant life, you assist all life. Since all life needs plants to exist, they need the breath of the oxygen. And animals that eat meat need the other animals to eat plant to get nourished. So when you assist the growth of plants, you assist the growth of the planet. When you assist the growth of plants, you assist the growth of the planet. And that is your highest calling. This is what it means, the tree of life. We've been so sold on books and scriptures and doctrines that we worship the tree of life as a book. It's a living thing. It's a living organism that feeds you and nourishes you. And here you are, worshiping the tree of life in a book. Instead of worshiping it, instead of loving it, glorifying it as life itself. The tree is literally constantly giving you oxygen, constantly grabbing nourishment from the soil to produce fruits and vegetation and breath for you. And your species-specific diet happens to come from the tree. Fruit being attractive to your eyes. Coconuts grow with 3 holes in it, like life knew you had got the intelligence to make straws. Banana fit in your hand like a cell phone. Perfect arrangement. The food is bioavailable. Fruit is bioavailable, meaning living energy, living signaling, living electrical energy that will go into your body with an active DNA. Everything, all species in nature are on a species-specific DNA diet. It's certain DNA that each organism was designed to consume and process into that system to help their own transformation and their own genetic mutation of their DNA and help the transformation of the planet. And every species lives in harmony with this arrangement. And we actually know species and their purpose by their food. We say squirrels and we say nuts. We say lions and we see they hunt the animals on the pride lands. And then we see the buffaloes and the grazers, we know they eat the grass. We see the animals that look like us, the monkeys, we know they eat fruit. We see the ocean animals, we know they eat fish. And we know the fish eat worms. And we know the worms eat the fecal matter. Everything in nature has a DNA-specific arrangement, and that is your purpose, to abide by and respect that arrangement first, and then express that mind that comes from the arrangement. The DNA of each organism, the DNA of the earth, is a living library. The living word of creation. The living breath that comes through and expresses as trees and animals and insects. And everything is on a living breath, is on a living word diet. And when you consume this living word, the living DNA, the living blueprint, and it's such a living word that we've actually titled DNA T's, G's, C's, and A's. We've actually titled the DNA letters. It's a living blueprint. It's a living word that goes into your body and activates the living breath, the living life force, the living DNA that's going to give you the new creative thoughts for whatever you're trying to create. Whether you write, whether you draw, or whether you make music. It's going to give you the living consciousness, the living cells to grow those new muscles and new atoms. I don't eat no meat. You don't need it. It's going to give you that living instructions for you to be able to communicate your emotions to your family in a more peaceful, more passionate way. In a way that they can understand you with greater detail. In a way that they can understand your mind in greater detail. And in a way that when you walk in, they can see, oh, you look like you're going. You look happy. You look like you're doing something nice for yourself. Like you've been taking care of yourself. They can see it before you speak. They see the soul ready to express at its highest level. And it's through consuming this living library, this living blueprint of creation, that it's all activated. I only give videos like this when I've been fasting and I've only been eating clean. This is why it takes me so long to do videos. I don't like doing videos when I'm messing up. When I'm slipping on my diet, or I'm slipping on my meditation. I really don't slip on that too often. But usually my diet, when I slip up on, I don't slip on my meditation at all. That's every day. But when I'm slipping on, when I'm with family and I have to adjust to what's there and have to find something that's not as beneficial as I would like to put in. And it contaminates my mind and my body so I can't express at the highest level. I don't like to communicate to you all like that. I like to communicate with the higher mind, the highest breath, the highest physical presentation I can. With the most passionate, understanding motions I can. With the mind that can help you find that in you to help you change and you transform with me, as life. We're all counting on you. I'm counting on you. All of life is counting on you to do what it takes. They're counting on you for growth. The trees give you their oxygen because they count on you for growth. The earth gives you its food and its nourishment because it counts on you. It knows you can do it. We've been fucking up. But it knows you have the potential to change this shit around. So she keeps growing her fruits. She keeps growing her herbs so you can heal. Heal black man, heal black woman, heal human race. I'm going to keep growing these herbs. I'm going to keep growing this information. I'm going to keep flowing my waters. I'm going to keep breathing my air. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what you've done. I'm going to keep breathing life into you. I'm going to keep breathing transformation into you. I'm going to keep braving harmony. I don't even know what the fuck that is that just appeared on the screen. I wanted y'all to see it. Did y'all just see that? Did y'all just see that? We are here, and life is trusting you, or you would fall apart right now. Life is holding each cell, each atom, each tissue, each organ, accepting your thoughts for I want better, I want more health, I want more love, I want more vitality. Life is erasing your past. It has erased your fears already. It's because of you that your past exists. It's because of you that your fears exist. Life has already erased it. It's not here right now. It's in your past. It's only born when you bring it into the future. Life has already erased your ignorance. Life has already erased your disease if you're willing to abide by your natural biology and respect life. There are many religions and many books and many beliefs and many careers and many artists and many people doing many different things, but life is nourishing them all, trusting you with the potential to do what you're supposed to do as a human being. It's nourishing and growing you all no matter what level you at on your growth, on your journey. It's bringing the right people in the right places and the right things in your life, and it keeps constantly telling you through your own mind, through other people, through your own mood, through other emotions, through your own behaviors, through others' actions. It's bringing it all together to communicate you, to know that you are divine, that you are powerful, that there's nothing more greater than you. Because life has expressed as you, and it's trusted you with all the powers of creation, giving you the self-intelligent mind to allow you to communicate and build your life to what you have did right now, in order for you to be able to express those emotions and that love and that light. It is through this that we come together. It is through this that we find unity. It is through nature's living word, life's living arrangement. You can use whatever tool you want to use. If you want to use God, use the word God. God's living word, that living breath within every plant, within every species, stop disrespecting it. That living word within creation, within every star, within every water, that living breath, that living life force is within every life form in existence. And here you are respecting it, claiming you know God, disrespecting it, claiming you know creation, claiming you serve a higher force, killing your families, killing the planet, killing the earth, convincing people you're doing what's right. Convincing yourself, being dishonest with yourself. This is why you can't heal, because you're being dishonest. You ignoring truth. You ignoring life. You paying for it right now. No matter the religion, you can walk in there and everybody disrespecting their biology, everybody disrespecting nature is paying for it. No matter their belief. Walk into any one of them. You will find diabetes. You will find cancer. You will find high blood pressure. All things that are reversed by life itself. All things that are reversed from what nature has grown. All things that are reversed from a natural environment with natural air and natural water and natural sunlight and natural plants growing from God's living word of creation. It's time you stop respecting the written doctrines and start respecting the living doctrine. Nature is God's living doctrine. Mother Nature is the goddess's living doctrine. The highest doctrine. The only doctrine. And all doctrines and all knowledge and all studies came from the growth of what nature has already grown. Could you imagine nature using her breath, using her earth, using her sun, using her minerals, using her air, her water, using everything in creation to create a being, and then that being creating a book saying something greater than she? Could you imagine nature using all of her life force, all of her creation to hold a planet, to hold insects, to hold everything you know and beautiful, to hold every family member together, to hold every cell, to hold every atom, to hold every tissue, for her to give you her entire being for you to use at your will, your free will. And for you to go and take that will and make a book and worship it. For you to go cut down her trees, rape the earth for her ink, take that pen and write a book and say that this is greater than nature, you fool. They say that this is greater than life. And this is why you can walk in anybody. You can go to anybody and they serve only a book and disrespect nature. They are already sick. They are already being rewarded by nature for their ignorance. That's why these pastors got cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure and overweight. Because they serve that written word over nature's living one. You can't give a cosmic, divine, natural message worshiping something artificial. You can't give a message of life worshiping death. It takes life to do that. You can't give a message of health worshiping disease. It takes life to do that. You can't give a message of growth worshiping decay. It takes life to do that. You can't give a message of life, of light, worshiping darkness and chaos. It takes harmony to do that. This is why, as a people, 1/3 of the people you see, no matter what they believe in, they sick. Because if you believe in anything other than your natural biology and natural nature, you have already shown me that you are mentally, emotionally, and physically sick, and mentally, emotionally, and physically attached to something outside of what's natural to you. Of what's natural to your natural mind, made from the living library of creation. Made from the living essence of life herself. From nature's living word of creation. You're going to worship something outside of that. You've already showed me your ignorance. This is why I cut people off a lot of times. They're like, why you don't listen? They speak disease to me. They speak decay. They speak ignorance. I do not receive it. I bring immutable truth. I bring the light of life. I don't come with maybes. There's no being that can come and deny anything that I have said today. There's no being that has ever worshipped something outside of nature. Because even to look for something outside of nature is still to look within nature. Because there's nothing that exists outside of life itself. There's nothing that exists outside of nature. The living life force of all creation without beginning and without end. Self-grown and self-intelligent. When people say, who created nature? The same thing applies to who created God. They are both, God and nature are synonymous. Self-organized, self-intelligent, self-creating, without beginning and without end. One being. The word God just means supernatural, supernature. Allah, the highest force, arm, leg, arm, head. The highest force of nature. That's all we call on and all you've ever feared. There's nothing you fear outside. There's nothing you can fear happening to you outside of nature. Name something that can help happen to you outside of what's natural. Outside of nature. Outside of lightning, air, water, earth, fire, wind, rain, sun, tornadoes, hurricanes, meteors. Name what can happen to you outside of life, outside of nature itself. Name a fear that you've experienced. Name of calamity. Name destruction or life. Name health that was given to you, or life that was given to you, or death that was given to you, or death experience outside of life itself. You can't. Everything that exists, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, means all. If your God can't be all, your God limited. So no need to fear your God or worry about your God. Because nature is all space, all matter, all time, all people, all places, all things. Past, present, and future. Infinite in all directions. All powers that exist have always existed in and as nature and expressed as nature. All knowledge, all truth that has ever been existed, any truth that you believe in exists in and as nature. Any worship, any temple exists with the materials that were made from nature, and you call this a temple of God. You take materials, books and ink from nature, create a building and create a book, then worship nature inside the temple and inside the book, still worshiping nature. Then create a being called Jesus, made of air, earth, wind, rain, and sun, who came down, bowed down on the earth, inhaled air from nature. You still worship nature. There's no worship outside of nature. All worship is the unconscious worship of nature. This is why it even works a little bit. Because no matter what you call on, you can only call on nature. God, please help me as you breathe breath and eat from the earth and eat from the water and drink from the water and bathe in the sun. God, please help. Nature. You go down and you fall down to the ground. You fall down on the earth. Help. The earth. You fall down to the earth and call on help. You look up to the sky, you breathe and you call on help. You go inside and you ain't got nothing but organs, atoms, and tissues, and the same thing on the outside, on the inside. So you go inside and you don't find anything but more air, more earth, more sunlight, more energy, and you go in there and you concentrate and you talk to God, you talk to nature. You can't avoid it. This is why people wonder, like, no matter where you go in the world, people can always have this spiritual experience, or they can have this spiritual insight, or they're so in love with their religion, because no matter what you believe in it into the unconscious worship of nature. Just make it conscious and you get powerful. It's unconscious worship of nature, of the life force of creation. But the only problem with this is that the unconscious worship of nature has you destroying the physical aspects of nature. That's the problem with religion. And that's why that's why I'm getting on it now, and that's why nature is communicating to me now to start annihilating that. We're going in on religion from now on. Fuck it. Because at the end of the day, that's what's connecting us. It has a connection. Religion has connection to food, religion, and sex that confuses us outside of what's natural to us. And it's through this confusion that we've come to believe, and we've called this tradition a way of life. And tradition and religion does not equal truth, because all across the world there are millions of religions and millions of traditions, regardless of morals or regardless of truth. Religion and tradition does not equal truth. Truth equals truth. And this is why I can go into any religion's book and I can immediately show you what God is nature. And there's not one book where God did not present itself in and as nature, or present its powers, its mind, its soul, its son, its savior as nature. How do you want God to tell you? How do you want the invisible to come visible and tell you that I'm nature? I come down, I'm the Messiah. I'm the Son of God. The Son of nature, made of air, earth, wind, and rain, to express to you what to do in life. The Messiah has came back. The light has came. You see? The message of life, the message of growth, the message of healing, the message of health, the message of transformation, the message of ascension. Christ consciousness is here. Christ is an energy, a natural energy that comes. People who were not in tune didn't see Jesus come in the year 2000. It came. Christ consciousness came. There are people that are examples of that. Just look around you. Look at the alkaline vegans and the plant-based vegans and the people who are waking up talking about meditation and breathing and being in harmony with nature and being in harmony with what's natural and waking back up to our natural hair and our natural skin and moving away from toxins and chemicals and artificial and dead devitalized foods. Christ consciousness is here. It's just a lot of y'all ain't ready to take the stairs. A lot of y'all ain't ready to jump on ship. The light has came back. Here I am. Here we are. I would like to thank you all for watching. You all and everyone around me have helped create this message of light. Y'all created this DNA. The human race created the DNA that expresses through this body now. The human consciousness. I thank you. I thank you, each goddess and each god that watches you. I thank you, black man and black woman and black god and black goddess. I thank you, human race and Caucasian god and Caucasian goddess. I thank you all for creating my consciousness. You made it easy for me. Putting all these books and materials and things made it easy for me to regain my knowledge. Thank you for making me being able to connect nature with everything that you provided for me to be able to go into each religion and each book and each science and each doctrine and being able to collect all this information and bring it all into harmony. It is because of you I am able to express this understanding. Thank you, human consciousness. Thank you, Black Goddess. Each one of you, it was because of you. Each one of you has a message. Each one of you has life force that's trying to awaken until you have a living blueprint in your body that's trying to express. You live to communicate. You live to exchange. Every time you breathe, you are communicating with nature. You can't stop it. Every time you drink, you are communicating with nature. You can't stop it. Every time you eat from the earth, you are communicating with nature. And there's nowhere you can go where you won't communicate with nature. Not even on the inside of your own being. So you are here to communicate with life. You are here to communicate with growth. You are here to communicate with vitality. You are here to communicate your love, your light, your expression, your creativity, your art, your music, your talents, your abilities. You're able to communicate that on top of being in harmony with what's natural first. And that's what this Christ consciousness is, a return to what's natural seems supernatural when you are already outside of what's natural. Us having minds that are sharp as computers is natural. It just seems supernatural. Us being able to transform and develop new abilities, or maybe to grow wings or to grow anything out of your body. You've been transforming since birth. It's natural. But it seems so unnatural to think that a human can grow something else. You've been transforming since creation. The butterflies transform right in front of your eyes. Everything here is for transformation and growth first. And on top of your transformation and your species-specific service, your species-specific DNA diet, your species-specific sacred exchange of energy, it's through which you and your family grows. And everything in nature moves based off this DNA species-specific exchange in nature, and then they have a family experience on top of that until where they may build their own homes. They may have their own type of entertainment. They may go and they want to experience love and emotions and events and sports and whatever other abilities and talents you might want to express. You express that on top of your purpose first. See, people think that it's working for them because you're still alive, but you are living in a state of decay. If it's working, you wouldn't be sick. You wouldn't be diseased. You wouldn't be suffering. It's time to change. This message is only for those who are willing to empty the toxic mindset, the ignorant mindset that we've been taught. The toxicity, we've been taught to malnourish our bodies. We've been taught, and even the way that they check us at the doctors. They check us in a state of a malnourished body because the normal body is malnourished. So when they're checking to say that you're okay, they say that your health is fine because the normal is diseased. We are so diseased that when they tell you you're okay, they tell you your health is great. It's because the normal is so toxic. When you're still in the state, somebody be in great health and then die the next day of a heart attack. Die the next day of a stroke. Looked like they was in great health. Felt like they was in great health until that very moment. Because the normal, the average, is that 1 in 3 people are dying and suffering from the things that we choose to invest into as a people, and to the things that we choose to invest into as a family, as a nation. And in order for us to establish any type of foundation that will restore that will put us back into that unity, that will put us back into divine order with what's natural, we must first begin the process of including everything we can into our lives that is in harmony with our natural biology, with our natural mind. And this is how you achieve health. And I'm on 10%. Glad I had a good talk. And this is how you achieve health. It's because when you're in harmony with your natural mind, you understand that it's not just your natural food, but that your natural food also needs to your natural place to be, which will also add more peaceful emotion and a peaceful mind. Because when you understand that your natural food is fruits, vegetation, and vegetables, and you're in a natural tropical environment, you automatically are around more butterflies, more bees, more rivers. So you automatically, every night when I was sleeping in the tropics, I can hear the river running all night long. It's not, I don't need meditation music. You see, here I need meditation music because all I can hear is outside distractions. When you're in nature, you don't need as much meditation music because I can hear water running all day long. You can hear the bees and you can hear nature's natural sounds and the birds when they wake up in the morning. You can hear the natural harmony and the natural sounds as they activate your mind and bring you to a peaceful, calm state before you even wake up. So this is what the plant-based and natural does, is that it is the beginning to you fully accepting your whole being as being natural and you truly living the natural way you were created. So when you're in harmony with your food, you return to your natural environment. So now we got the plant-based diet. This is food, which is activating you. And then you have the natural environment, which is sunlight, air, water, which is supposed to be in harmony to activate you, right? And then in that place and in that people, you're going to find other people who are thinking the same thing of alignment, are thinking the same thing of being in harmony. And then you're able to start the process of uniting. And just like any other detox, I experienced this too. Many villages I went across the world. Just like any other detox, as you come together and try to achieve health, it's going to be uncomfortable as you deal with new minds, new moves, new behaviors, people coming around. You used to having your stuff and people want to grab it. And you're not used to really sharing like that and people want to share. See, nature is trying to teach you back to be natural. You're so attached to your things. You're so attached to your families and your lifestyle. Nature's trying to teach you to be natural and to be flowing and to be giving and to be ready to receive what's next. So when you return to nature, you are releasing a lot of things. When you go up to the mountain, you find out you can't take everything that you want to take up there, that you know, to be comfortable. You gotta leave stuff behind if you want to make it up the mountain. So nature is teaching you to detach from that doesn't serve what's natural to you. If it's not natural, it can't really assist you. What can something unnatural, artificial do for a natural living mind, natural living emotions, a natural physical presentations, for a natural radiant soul? What can something artificial do in a place like that? And in a place of divine unity, a place of divine respect, a place of divine vitality. We have to have respect for ourselves, respect for our bodies, respect for our temple, if we want people to treat it like that. But when we walk around daily treating our bodies and our family like a tomb, not taking care of our own mind, not taking care of our own emotion, not taking care of our own physical presentation, and walking around trying to communicate through this malnourished brain, through this malnourished heart, living in a state of decay with thoughts that are not harmonic with life, ready to die. I'd die for anything. We all gonna die one day. Worshipping the dead, smelling dead, eating the dead, wearing the dead, looking like the dead, fake hair, fake clothes, wearing animals, wearing animal hair, wearing animal products, makeups, wearing animal clothes, eating from the grave. It's making our bodies foul and disease, making our bodies decay, got our bowels smelling like the dead. We're in a state, living parasites, living in a state of decay, eating like worms. A lot of people think they eat meat, they eat like a lion, you eating like a worm. Worms, insects, parasites eat dead meat, and this is why you can't cook it away. Ain't no cooking away no parasites. You can cook the ones that you see, and then after you cook them away, you put it on the inside of your body, guess what happens? It starts rotting in your intestines and in your colon. And the process and the purpose of a parasite is to decompose and to finish that process. So as long as you put artificial dead foods, decomposing foods into your body, you're going to have parasites. And they're going to stay there. Parasites are in everything. But they're not there to stay in a healthy body that is full of life and growth. They are decomposers. They are only there to finish the process of decay that you have invited in. That's what parasites do. That's what disease does. It's a disease and parasites and toxins. This is nature's task force to dismantle and turn that which does not serve nature back into food for the grass. And so when you eat like a decomposer, you will become food for the grass. When you eat worm food, when you eat like parasites, when you eat this way, you are eating for the tomb. And soon you will be food for the grass. Just like all dead meat, like all decomposing matter, it's time you understand biology, the cycle of life and death, growth and decay, health and disease and nature. Everything you put into your body was going to take you to a higher state of health, growth, vitality, nourishment, better transformation, or a transformation into the grave, a transformation into decay, a transformation into decomposition, where you're living in a state of decomposition, decay, all the way to the grave, and then you will be used as soil until you are rebirthed back to transform that energy once again. You can't escape it. You're going to come back. This is why babies and people wonder why children are born with certain diseases, and we feel like it's unfair, but it's just because you don't understand how energy works. The families have been cursing and feeding and malnourishing, so the souls keep coming back with energy to transform. They still got to transform this toxin. They still got to transform the toxins that they was given through from their fathers and mothers from this DNA. Their fathers and mothers had 6 genes. They came together and they made this baby. Now the baby come out sick. The baby has to transform that disease that was passed on. That toxic energy that was passed on. You can't escape it through death. You can't escape it through the transformation called death. You are still going to have to serve that energy every time you come as an expression of life. You're going to have to transform it. So transform it now. Do us all a favor. Do your own self a favor. Transform it now. Love yourself completely. That's what we're here for. I recommend everybody go back and watch this whole video, man. I swear it was a moment where a beam of light hit the screen. Only people watching can tell you about that. I don't even know. I was really passionate for a second, and I believe my energy just came out, and it kind of like was like a sun on the screen for a second, coming from like the right side of the screen. I actually haven't seen nothing like that happen. That was kind of weird. I'm gonna be honest. It's cool though. Peace, 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 family. How y'all feeling? I'm probably gonna die out here in a minute. Y'all please share this video. Please share the video. Y'all appreciate all y'all comments. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna answer all the comments in a second. My phone is getting ready to die here shortly. I appreciate everybody who was in attendance to this message of life, to this message of growth. All those who are ready to apply and those who can receive this message, nature will reward you. Start immediately applying. You can't hide from life. Life sees you right now. Anybody that is interested in doing my parasite cleanse, you can go Google anything you want. But if you're interested in doing my guidelines and my parasite cleanse and the way I made my recipe along with my fruit fast and what I have put together, and you're interested in sending an energy exchange of appreciation for that, please do inbox me. I'll get to it shortly, and I'll get to everybody in the order that I can. It does work for anybody who's willing to follow it. How can natural not work for something that's natural? How can life not work for something that's life? You see? It's just time for us to get in harmony with truth and in harmony with love. And it's time for us to cast out everything that does not serve the growth of you or your family or your people. And if it is not natural, if it's not love, if it's not taking you to a higher state of health, growth, vitality, it's time to cast it out of your being. It's time to cast it out of your life. It's time to detox the body, which is automatically detoxing the mind. It's time to detox yourself. Detoxify the emotions, detoxify the body, detoxify the mind, detoxify the soul, so that you can express the strongest physical expression you can. These peaceful, calm emotions, you can express passion, mental clarity, so you can formulate the correct thoughts to create your reality and a radiant soul, so that wherever you go, people can see and feel your life, feel your warmth, feel your love, as the people watching can feel my passion, feel my love, feel my growth, feel my mind, feel my mood, and feel my behaviors from here, right now. I am an example of us coming into the healthiest mindset that we can. Peace, 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 family. Any questions real quick? I bring truth. I bring love. I bring growth. I bring transformation. I bring power. I bring restoration. I bring the rebirth. I bring higher consciousness. A lot of people, we're really into our egos and not realizing that every person is a different aspect, not realizing that every person is the higher or lower aspect of your own mind, is a healthier or diseased expression of your own mind. Is a state, every person is the growth or decay of your own mind. Adding and transforming your own life as you. I am just you expressing from over here. I have a habit of telling people, letting them know that I'm just their highest self expressing, so they can understand. But a lot of people can't receive it that way. But regardless of what you can receive, people know. You know truth. You know growth. You know what makes sense. You know what's not right. You know what's hurting you and your families. You know when somebody is talking from a level of life, growth, vitality, from a higher state of being, from a higher state of the same breath that you breathe. This breath I breathe was breathed by every ancestor, was breathed by every spirit in existence. This breath I breathe comes from life itself. I am the living mind, the living word expressing in human form. And the higher vitality of health, the more I meditate, the more I exercise, the more I eat my plant-based diet, the more I go and communicate with nature, the more I submit myself to that expansion, to that electromagnetic field of life, I am able to express more and more conscious, higher conscious frequencies in the form of words to you all. I'm just borrowing the mind of life itself. I'm just borrowing the all-knowing mind. The things that are unknown to me are becoming known through this breath, through my food, through my actions, through my thoughts, and through my emotions. The things that are formless to me are becoming formed through me. The things that are still are becoming movement through me. And this is what we are all here to do. We are all here to serve life. And life serves you daily. And life does not let you down. It's time for us to stop letting life down. So peace, family. I love y'all. Thank y'all for the attendance. We're going to touch on another subject soon. I'm not sure what the next video going to be about, but we're going to talk more about sex, religion, and food. Peace, family. Thank y'all for joining in.